am having a really nice day. I'm trying to keep the camera steady. Like, do I talk about my day? I actually am writing it out in a post for my Patreon, which I am going to link, but my Patreon's free, so I'm really figuring out what to even do with it and how to use it. Um, but I'm pretty much writing in it like a blog at this point. But I am going to link that. I have a simmer pot going. It is the Sturgeon Moon tonight, where I am, and I just feel really good. I think that I don't really know much about the moon cycles. It's not something I've dove into to learn at this time, but I do know that it's in Pisces, and I'm a Pisces moon, and so I'm really feeling it very strong and very good, and it feels so freeing compared to the last few months, if not years, if I'm being honest. It's been a very tough go of shadow work and everything for me, so I'm just going to cheer myself on a little bit, share that, and I'm going to jump into a tarot reading. So I welcome in my spirit guide. There's all this surge of energy around. And I am doing my best to absorb it and hold on to it. The holding on to it is the part that is a difficult lesson for me, because in the past I would operate very much from stress hormones, and when I would get a surge of energy, I would forge ahead until I completely just crashed and burnt out, then go into deep rest and start again and do that cycle over and over and over. The past couple years has been a bit of that, and now recently my body says no more. If I even try to do it, I will have a nervous system flare up. So I'm trying to ground down my excitement, maybe ground the excess into my plants and the earth, and while still holding on to a full cup for myself. It's a very weird feeling when you're not quite used to doing that. Oh my goodness, what is all over this? So the Hangman, very much how I feel, hold suspended in air and energy, and at the same time it's 4:17 on the clock on the TV right now, and if I remember right, that number is a good number for growth and change. Anyway, I very much feel suspended right now. The moon is on the bottom, and the Magician standing into my personal power and holding it. And let's see, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength, and the Lovers. So definitely a good balance of energy here. The wheel is turning for me to perhaps come out of this Hangman. I don't necessarily imagine it to be, I don't know. I think it's going to pop off in ways that I don't expect, if I'm being honest, and I do not expect to get details, because why ruin the surprise for myself? Um, but things are shifting. I've been from that deep shadow work I mentioned in the beginning to this place of standing in my personal power and being more balanced with my energy, which is definitely exciting. Some competition and maybe stepping outside of traditions. I'm not a competitive person. I don't like competition. I don't believe that there is a such thing as healthy competition. It all is just to fuel the ego. I suppose that's a big statement to say. That is how I view competition. It's much more. I don't know. I'm getting stuck on my words, but it's much better, in my opinion, to work together than against one another. I think that we see the outcome of that constantly throughout history. Okay. The world, Knight of Cups, and the Magician again. So there's definitely a lot of, to me, like pulling in personal power, doing magic, whatever magic means to you. I'm still figuring out my magic. I'm more of a intuition person, just following that even if it doesn't make sense at the time, because it will make sense later. The world here tells me, again, the cycle's complete. The shadow work never necessarily ends. At the same time, it's time for fun for me. I've been very deep in the shadow work for a very long time and have totally not been having enough fun. So with the Knight of Cups here, it can be like an exciting offer that's creative, something like that. I'm not looking for romance because I'm rebuilding my life right now, so that's why I'm not reading these cards in a romantic way. I also do not necessarily feel a romantic energy. I feel a little hope, like it could be, or more of a curiosity than a hope, I guess. But then I'm like, nah. So I really don't know. Okay. Seven of Cups, lots of decisions. To me, this is almost like these clouds clearing away from the moon that was at the bottom of the card. Um, Perhaps that's what this full moon is, and partial eclipse is gifting to me at this time. The confusion going away so I can see the options before me and get a better idea of the picture and which direction I would like to take. Justice, balance of the scales. I'm very much feeling like an integration of shadow here as well. So being able to truly walk through life free, leaving the overthinking behind, uh, being myself, while still having this shadow integration with me, that knows everything that I've done, knows all of the work that I've put in. It's almost like a protector is what I'm getting. Like I'm my own protector, and I know that firmly and strongly within myself. And so there's no like overthinking of judgment and fear that has held me back in the past. And it might wobble a bit because I see these lines, and they're like these cords that are holding up these scales, and they're not very straight. So I think it's gonna take some adjusting for me, but it's going to happen. Page of Pentacles, a new grounded. My eyes started back over here. So there's definitely something new that I am going to grab. You know, maybe out of all these options, I just focus on one for now. And then over here, Ten of Cups. You know, Ten of Cups is very refreshing to me. That means this Pentacles here is going to blossom into this. It's already written. That's why it's in the current position here. It's already like the top of the pyramid, even though I have to still climb the ladders to get there. It's destined because it's something that I wanted to do, to learn. Okay. They're coming out weird today. It's like chunk, chunk, chunk. And I think that's like how it was feeling before I pulled the reading. I was having surges of energy that were surprising me pleasantly, but it was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So, okay, this is a lot of cards. Okay. Judgment. I very much see with this what I've already seen here of freeing myself from judgment, from the fear of judgments. It's usually not ever someone actually judging you. And if someone actually judges you, it's just a reflection of themselves. We've all been there. We've all been guilty of it. It's happened to us, and we've done it. So it's nothing personal there. Hope and fear the lovers. So I already want to skip over that. Okay. Outcome. I think too, because the judgment is in the environment position, you know, I'm coming out of this darkness. Judgment is also a spirit calling card, with the Wheel of Fortune back here. Time to move on to the next thing, being pulled to the next thing. Chariot, happening quickly. The Moon, not seeing it coming. Page of Cups. So with Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles, you know, this could be two of these Seven of Cups. Maybe there's two grounded projects that I start that help to contribute to this Ten of Cups. Or maybe they integrate together of what I'm interested in creatively and something that, you know, is stable financially. It's going to be obviously a page at first because we have to rebuild when we start something new. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune again, and then the Six of Swords. So I feel like this reading's very straightforward, and I've already said some of these things before they came out. So to me, that's definitely confirmation of I got it. There's a little fly flying around. But Six of Swords to me here is not really knowing where I'm going and just trusting where I'm led. Get out of here, fly. Okay. So this is very exciting to me. I can already feel, because I was writing out like a post for my blog and doing this, I can already feel the surge of energy calming down. So I can feel oh, so I can feel like the excess energy going into these creative projects. And so maybe it's not necessarily about grounding into my plants and the earth at this time. It's about grounding through my creative projects. The excess, because once I do the creative project, then I'm going to be a little depleted, need to fill up again. And if I'm just I tend to get too anxious, so I get anxious and then I want to go ground it out, but then it's like, you know, Spirit's like, well, we just gave you all this energy and you just sent it right back. You're supposed to keep it and use it to work. So I can see how I've been doing that. I definitely didn't think of it that way. I think too that's that hope and the fear here with the Lovers of, I fear a little bit of doing something that I enjoy doing because I'm so used to not enjoying what I'm doing. Even when it's something that I wanted to do. Like I went to esthetician school when, like almost like 10 years ago, and I got my license, but I never used it because I didn't actually really end up liking it. And I chose a different path. And that path did work out for me for a bit and allowed me to have some savings to live on for a while I took a break from while I took a break to heal. So I am grateful for the steps that I took. I just think that I have this fear and this anxiety that it's just simply not going to work out. And that's why I don't want to get too excited about it. Okay. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. So with the Judgment, that's coming out again. So maybe there's some situations where I'm simply not going to fit in. I had a Zoom class that I took today that was free. That's once a month. Well, it's more. I didn't really take a class. It's just sitting in on the call. But last month when I did it, I didn't show my camera and I was muted, and I was feeling really excited after. And then this time I was a little like, I don't know if this is really right for me. Maybe I was just supposed to be there for that one lesson, but maybe I still try it. I don't know. I liked the lesson. I love the meditations we did. The people all seem very nice. It's just something didn't feel right. The Seven Star Sisters, Birthing Creation's Tapestry of Life Expression. So, I mean, birth takes a lot of energy, and birthing our own creations take energy and time. And the tapestry of life to me tells me, the Norns in Norse mythology or the fates. It's something that's fated to be. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. So trust that tapestry that's woven and taking the steps daily, not focusing on the outcome, but doing the steps that are right here at my feet that I can do today. What is this? Hyrith? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Huraith? Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yes. I definitely feel much more in a comfort zone with meditation and astral travel and learning things about star seeds and mythologies and a lot of spiritual things. But sometimes getting excited and giving all my energy to learning those things, it's taking away the energy that for action. So I don't know. I don't know what this is. There's lots of clouds. And someone on like this mountain peak over here surrounded by clouds and stars. So it could also be that, you know, I'm standing alone right now, and you know, whatever work creative opportunity that's going to come in is going to, you know, maybe people aren't going to get it and I'm going to feel judged and I'm going to have to just do it anyway, because escaping is a big thing for me, is wanting to escape to the comfort zone. So yeah. Okay. Feeling good and depleted right now, but not too depleted. So there's still like, I don't know if it's this. So the imagery here is a little interesting too. Up on a mountain peak, or like the Judgment card rising up, and then the moon is falling down. So, you know, I definitely have sadness that I've always had to deal with, um, depression and things like that. So I think it's like doing it anyway. You know, maybe it's posting the thing anyway, even if it's not perfect, or if the image doesn't look professional or whatever. Just doing my best, and because it's a struggle to manage the highs and the lows. I know that I'm gonna stay afloat, but you know, sometimes those waves dip down and you really think like you're gonna drown or something. So fear, definitely I'm feeling a lot, which is interesting because in the beginning I was not feeling fear and anxiety. I was feeling really excited. So something already flipped just by doing the reading. Okay. Well, this is about what I have. I wanted to end on a positive note. I started on a positive, like real excited, and now I feel a little tired. Maybe a little more tired than I thought. But okay. All right. I'm going to clear. I release my spirit guide. Their energy stays with them. My energy stays with me. Thank you for watching.